So they'll be calling you a radical. So back on the radioactive shrimp and the IAEA's incredible lies. Anybody that believes one fucking word that comes out of the IAEA has got their head so far up their ass. They still haven't told you not even close to the truth about Fukushima. We're talking going on 6,000 days later. How about Chernobyl? They still haven't told you about that. They were organized to lie. You know, I protest there in Vienna all those years. I used to hold my IAEA shirt, the killers, you know, all those years right there. It's called the Blanche Box in Vienna. I'm the guy who settled where the Austrian property starts and UN property starts. I'm the guy that settled that. Had to be intained for nothing. I mean, they're rats. So, season 137 now, I mean, first all these useful idiots around the internet were trying to tell you, oh yeah, it's where they radiate. And I'm like, no, it isn't. No, it's not. That's cobalt 60 is what they use there. You're lying. So now they're saying, oh, we think it came, now get this, in Indonesia, we think it came from a scrapyard and it was old medical waste devices. Oh, okay. Do you know where the medical devices get thrown away here in the northern hemisphere? Oh, right here in Utah. Bountiful, in a residential area, next to an autistic school. School for autism. You think I'm fucking kidding? I'm not kidding. So, stair cycle. Remember they were supposed to move out there by that criminal enterprise out here on the other side of the lake called U.S. McCor? I see the states finally sued them. It's about time, eh? So, God. They were supposed to move out there in 2017. Okay. All right. So, they're full of shit. And I prove how they're full of shit. Number one, if it was for medical devices, season 137 from a medical research lab, because it's not one of the other tracer elements, it's not cesium 134. It's cesium 137. Now we know cesium 137 only comes from one place, a nuclear exchange, aka meltdown. That's why they're full of shit. Cesium 137 is not going to come from a medical device. And surely not at these levels. And now they're saying 12 becquerels? Now you tell me. Anybody with half a brain knows. I've presented the data. We had fish coming into the U.S. market at 100 times 12 becquerels. China had to report that the rockfish they were catching in the Pacific Ocean had 180 times over the safe legal limits. Now, 1,200 becquerels is a safe limit. Could you times that by 180? How about the water column in 2011? I presented all that data 1,000 times the back of cesium 137. It's Fukushima. It's an argument. People are so geographically illiterate, they don't even realize where Indonesia is. And is that where it really came from? Interesting. I was up at the market today and I told them, I says, because those kids that work at the fish market up there, that they all know me. When they ain't kids no more, they're freaking grown. 14 years after, they know. I've been all over this since day one. They're lying. It's from Fukushima. And the bigger story is, why would mainstream media report this now when mainstream media has buried Fukushima? Don't say the F word. It took me 2 years to convince anybody it was even one meltdown. They didn't even use the word nuclear meltdown for 12 and a half years. Nobody did. I did. You know, mainstream media. Why would mainstream media all of a sudden now report this? You know, I used to think, well, maybe Bobby Kennedy was involved, but after listening to him go off on that ridiculous lying rant with him and Psycho Trump, it wasn't him. He's too stupid. When he sits and goes off on his windmills killing whales, oh my, windmills are not killing fucking whales. Starvation's killing whales. That's well documented. It's unarguable. These people are so ignorant, it's unbelievable. When him and Trump sit and agree that wind's the most expensive energy, when everybody in the world knows for a fact that the most expensive energy is nuclear by 1 billion times. But the cult, the Middle East of Eden cult, that's got control, I mean, pop, pop, a lobby drop. I mean, starving to death and killing women and children. You know, the Epstein list cult, they're the nuclear cult. Lord Bezos, Lord Gates, Lord Musk. You ever did, Lord Till. I mean, you ever wonder why they're all pro-nuclear energy freaks? I mean, the supremacy cult's their greatest tool. So, they're lying. And if you believe anything the IAEA thinks, you really are ignorant. I mean, they're so pitiful. They haven't told you one iota truth. I was in Vienna. I talked to a mono himself. I like Max Blumenthal and these guys trying to get themselves up to speed now. They're so green as grass when it comes to Fukushima and nuclear. I mean, they're so behind the curve. So, they're trying to talk about Amano's suspicious death. Amano was head of the IAEA. Amano went to Fukushima, Japan. I told him, Sandra and I were there. Sandra had a cigarette with him. So they're visiting with him, told him. I mean, we sit and told him, don't go to Fukushima, you're crazy. Right at the UN in the front. So he went there. Shortly thereafter, he was dead. Boom, gone. Like that. And they tried to cover that. I was in Vienna when that happened. And remember, they're saying, oh, it wasn't cancer, Blanche. It wasn't cancer. It wasn't. I'm talking to everybody. I'm interviewing people there at the UN. People that don't put it. Was it cancer? Oh, no, it wasn't cancer. Nothing cancer. They covered it up. They hid it. Sure as shit. It comes out. You know, for a long time. Oh, it was cancer. Boom. I mean, all you people say, we're going. University Idaho State goes to take students to Fukushima. Idaho State should be all arrested. Anybody who did that should be arrested for taking students. They should be arrested for taking students over there. Well, of course, it's probably safer to be in Tokyo. Then I've said this for years. Then New York City, to Chicago, then Los Angeles, still, surely Gold Beach, Oregon. So the salmon, I'm watching those numbers closely, and the Columbia numbers peaks over, and it's a catastrophe. Now remember, there's no tribal takeout the last several years, you know, and that's 50%. There's no gill netting, very limited fishing, and these numbers are horrific. I mean, they've gone for 4.4 million on Chinook in 2015. Remember, Chinook salmon go to sea for 5 years. They'll collapse in 2016 to, you know, 400,000. We could do math. So that another derby up there in Alaska. I got to do more work on the derby. So I'd never seen anything so pitiful in my life. So one of the big fishing derbies, the winner was 15.6 pounds. Are you kidding me? Traditionally, that derby, the winner is 50 plus pounds, 60 plus pounds. So, I mean, the Great Pacific Genocide, you're in denial about it. Fuck. Come from industrial scrap metal in a fucking scrap yard, and oh fuck, like the IAEA's gonna go into a scrap fucking yard in fucking Indonesia, please, fuck. It's so fucking over the top. Their fucking lies, the shit. Before they were saying it was C-137 used to kill bacteria. They don't use C-137 to kill bacteria in meat. They use cobalt 1960. I have been asking people all the time, what's your favorite radioisotope? Huh? What? I mean, you don't think that shit kills you, and then you get John Kennedy, not that John Kennedy, the other John Kennedy. It's on the floor showing a picture of the movie Alien, talking about it. What the fuck? By the way, I'm going to do more work on this. What do you think about I come from a military family. My father, the Marine, nuke death and test site. My uncle who raised me, Omaha Beach, Battle of the Bulge, D-Day. Ooh, what a beast. My other uncle, Claude, he just was probably the most decorated fighter pilot post World War II. What do you think those guys would all think about a draft dodger? A draft dodger named Trump. changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. I mean, you should change it to BB's Department of War. Of course, I guess that's really what it is. But Epstein's buddy, it's pitiful, it's disgusting what this country's turned into. So, pop, pop, oh, whoppy drop, they never stopped. Season 137. First, all you pathetic fucking apologist liars who are in denial. There's the problem. It's all the half-nukers. Oh, I'm an anti-nuclear activist. I'm okay with the technology. I just don't like the bomb. Fuck. Fools. Which came first, the nuclear chicken or the egg? Nuclear bomb and nuclear energy are one and the same thing. The supremacy is called the greatest weapon. Okay. Free money, Bryce Anderson. Pork, 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 and then repression, repression. It makes them feel like they're powerful. These are sicko creepos. I mean, really, something's the matter with all of them. I mean, really, well, look at them. Ooh, ooh. So, the fact that they're trying to tell you and shove down your throat now, the IAEA, that organization is so dirty, so corrupt. Well, it always was. Well, it was made. I mean, just the cover-up of Fukushima by the IAEA is so... I was there when they named Grossi the new guy. God, what a fucking bootlicker he is. So, don't believe one fucking word, the IAEA. They're patently documented, well, historically documented liars. They're just going to spin, and you sheep go along. The fact that it's in the shrimp, in Kroger's, in Walmart, all over. It's in everything. I present the data. Where do you think that fucking rockfish got that 180 times? How about the Ken Buesler study, the KO Japanese or Hawaii study on that boat? 1,000 times the background. Where do you think that come from? Where do you think that came from? Eat up. I heard on the internet some dude, some research PhD who went rogue, stay untuned. Wasn't that on March 11th, March 12th, March 13th, 20th, every day thereof? Or 5,000? What are we going on? 5,900 days we're approaching? Yeah. Don't believe them. That's not what it is. It's Fukushima. Season 137 only comes from a nuclear exchange. Period. It's a man-made isotope. We know where it comes from. They know where it is. The IAEA knows. Bobby Kennedy is a complete fruitcake. He's nuttier than a fruitcake. He's crazier than a bedbug. When I listen to that bullshit him and Trump agreeing about when to go in the world. Oh, fuck that dude. Well, they're both. Talk about a pair to draw to. Stand to it.